Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to Podcastage. My name's Bander, and I'm back with the Versus series for you guys. Today, I am going to be putting up the AT-2020 versus the AT-2035, and if you want to see the full review of the AT-2020, there's a link right up here. And if you're interested in a full review of the AT-2035, there is a link right up here, right there. Click it if you want to see the full review of just one of these microphones. Now, both of these microphones are condenser microphones, meaning they will both require phantom power to work. The AT-2020 lists a phantom power requirement of 48 volts, while the 2035 has a phantom power requirement of 11 volts to 52 volts. So anything in between there should power the 2035. And for this review, I will be connecting both microphones to my computer using the Focusrite Scarlett Solo with 48 volt phantom power turned on. Now, as far as the build quality, both of these microphones feel absolutely amazing. They both have a full metal construction. They feel like they're built to last. They'll stand the test of time, and it feels like they could probably take a pretty decent beating and still work. Now, there are a couple differences between these microphones. First off, the 2020 is slightly smaller, and also on the 2035, we have a 10 decibel pad over here and a bass roll-off switch over here. Okay, let's go ahead and get right into the tests. Now I'm speaking into the Audio Technica AT-2020. This thing will set you back about $100. It lists the frequency response at 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz, and it also lists a cardioid polar pattern. The sensitivity of the 2020 is listed at negative 37 decibels with a dynamic range of 124 decibels. It lists the impedance at 100 ohms, and lastly, it lists the signal-to-noise ratio at 74 decibels. Okay, now I'm speaking into the Audio Technica AT-2035. This version of the microphone will set you back about $150. This also lists a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz, and it also lists a cardioid polar pattern. Now, the sensitivity of the 2035 is listed at negative 33 decibels with a dynamic range of 136 decibels. It lists the impedance at 120 ohms, and it has a signal-to-noise ratio of 82 decibels. Now I'm speaking into the AT-2020 and spinning the microphone around to determine what the actual polar pattern is and how the frequency response changes as we move into different orientations around the microphone. Now I'm speaking into the 2035 and spinning the microphone around to determine what the actual polar pattern is and how the frequency response and pickup changes as we move into different orientations around the microphone's capsule. Now I'm banging on a keyboard directly behind the microphone to determine how much of my voice versus how much of the keyboard it picks up. Okay, now I am banging on a keyboard directly behind the microphone to determine how much of my voice versus how much of the actual keyboard it picks up. Now I'm 1 foot away from the AT-2020. Now I'm about 1 foot away from the 2035. Now I'm 2 feet away from the AT-2020. Now I'm about 2 feet away from the AT-2035. Now I am about 4 feet away from the AT-2020. Now I am about 4 feet away from the 2035. That Elon Musk would hurry the F up so I could buy a ticket to visit the Red Planet right now. And the winner of this Versus series is the Audio Technica AT-2035, and as per usual, let me go ahead and explain. So on paper, the frequency response is listed the exact same for both of these microphones, but if you look at the actual EQs, you can see, and you could also hear, that the 2035 has a slight boost in the high end that just gives it a little bit better presence. The 2035 also has a better sensitivity, meaning if you were to pass the exact same signal into both microphones, the 2035 would output a greater signal, meaning it would require less amplification by your preamp ultimately giving you a cleaner sound. On a similar note, it also has a better dynamic range, meaning it could handle louder signals. On top of everything else, it also has a better signal to noise ratio, meaning it will actually produce a cleaner signal and you will have to deal with less line noise. However, the AT-2020 does have a slightly lower impedance at 100 ohms versus the 120 for the 2035. But in all honesty, both these impedances are so low, I don't think that should be really a determining factor for you. Alright guys, well I guess that will do it for today. If you found this video fun, interesting, or helpful, thumbs up. If you thought it sucked, give me a big old thumbs down. If you want more of these videos, go ahead and click subscribe by clicking the logo in the corner. And don't forget to vote for the microphones you want reviewed next, as well as follow me on all the social media stuff. Links to everything in the description down below. Thank you guys so much. I'll see y'all later. Bye.